Hello class, this is going to be lesson 5B. It's a slight continuation of 5A, in which we're going to have to simplify trig identities that has a common denominator by adding or subtracting. It's really simple. There's only a couple examples I'm going to show you. You're going to do 4 problems, which the fifth problem will be a video. So for watching the video, you'll get a point, and then you'll get a point for your other 4 questions that you get correct. Okay, so let me show you an example of what we're talking about. It's really not that difficult. So let's say we have cosine x over sine squared x minus cosine to the third power x over sine squared x. In this problem, you'll notice that we have common denominators. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two. Since it has the same common denominator, all we have to do is put these two together on top. So I have cosine x minus cosine cubed x all over sine squared x. If you have the same denominator, you can just make it into 1. And there we go. So we're going to simplify this using our trig identities, see what we get. Well, first of all, this one actually uses from lesson 5A, where we had to factor out. Notice we have a cosine x here and a cosine cube x here. So that means, what do we have in common? We have a cosine x. So we're going to factor it out. Now when I factor out a cosine x times what is cosine x? That's 1. And cosine x times cosine squared x will give you cosine cubed x. This is all over sine squared x. Now if you notice, 1 minus cosine squared x is one of our identities. So let's find it. 1 minus cosine squared x, and this is sine squared x. So this becomes sine squared x. All over sine squared x. Since we have a sine squared x in the numerator and a sine squared x in the denominator, we can cancel these two out. So cosine x would be your answer. Simple. Now let's look at one other example that you're going to encounter. Example: tangent cubed x over tangent x plus tangent x over tangent x. Now you have 2 ways of working this problem, and I'm going to show you both ways and how both ways give you the exact same answer. So if we do it where we combine the two because it has the same denominator, this is what you'll get: tangent cube x plus tangent x over tangent x. Factor out a tangent x up here on top, so that gives you tangent x times tangent squared x plus 1, because tangent x times 1 is tangent x, all over tangent x. Notice how tangent x cancels out. Now remember, we can't have that extra 1 or whatever. This is an identity. So we need to go to our identity sheet and find tan squared x plus 1. And here it is, tan squared x plus 1. That's equal to secant squared x. Now I told you there was 2 ways of working this problem. Here is the other way. Over on the left side, I have a tangent cubed x over tangent x. This is, remember, like an invisible 1. 3 minus 1, because this is a numerator-denominator with exponents, I can subtract. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So that gives you tangent squared x. Plus, anything that you have on top that's the same as the bottom, same numerator, same denominator, it cancels out or becomes a 1. So I have tangent squared x plus 1. Well, which is our identity that we found up here, tangent squared x plus 1, which is secant squared x. So you get the exact same answer, just doing it a little bit different way. Alright, there's your video, and good luck with this assignment.